Under the Willow School families. This is Jackie Randazzo with your craft and tip for the week. This week I wanted to talk about open-ended play for the young child. And what open-ended play is play that is self-directed and with materials that can be whatever the child would like them to be from their own imagination. So a truck can only be a truck, and a train or a doll baby can only be a train or a doll. But open-ended toys can be whatever the child could imagine they could be. And that's kind of the tools of the trade for a Waldorf early childhood kindergarten, to have many things that are open-ended so the child can just use their own imagination. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about open-ended toys, and then I wanted to show you how to make one yourself. You'll be interested to know what the most played with toy in our whole kindergarten is. But first I'll start with just a simple beanbag. This beanbag is played with so much. Just a simple square of fabric that has been sewn round, and either rice or beans are actually put inside. You can make some of these that are filled with sand, which will actually give a little bit of weight to them for the young child. And that's really good as well for their play and for their will work. So a basket of bean bags is always a lovely open-ended toy that can be whatever they want it to be. These lovely blocks that stack, I have a whole variety of them in different sizes and widths. These are lovely open-ended toys, blocks and stumps and just slabs of wood for the wood shop in our kindergarten are lovely for them to just build whatever it is they want. They can build stepping stones and an obstacle course, or build a tower, whatever they want, whatever their imagination could bring them, they can use them. Silks are another fine thing to have for open-ended play. Just beautiful colors of different weights and sizes of silk. Can be used all kinds of things. Children will put them on and ask for us to tie a cape on their back, and sometimes a princess will come and want this to be tied around their waist or even on their head. And so they can become all kinds of things. They can be tied in a knot and be a doll baby. These silks are used every day in the kindergarten. But the most important thing, the most popular item in all of our whole little school is this simple basket of what we call sleepy snails. And they've all been lovingly knitted and crocheted by myself and my daughter and my other assistant. And they're just beautiful and fun and simple, not hard, easy to make. They're a really good knitting project when you're just starting how to knit, and they can be anything. We roll them up carefully at the end of the day at cleanup time, which is really good fine motor. But oftentimes they will be tied around a wrist or around a waist, because the pet shop will be open and we will be saying, puppy for sale, kitty for sale. And then some owner will come and buy the puppy or the kitty from the pet shop. They also get tied around our heads. You get the idea. And can be a princess. We often will have ponytails, and several of these lovely things will be tied to a ponytail for maybe Rapunzel has very long hair. They can be crisscrossed in front of us for a knight. And maybe a sword and shield goes with this for their going out and keeping the kingdom safe. They can be put down on the carpet and be a really long track for trains and cars. They can rope off an area and kind of maybe be the little store for the pet shop with the puppies and the kitties. The possibilities are endless. And all of these have been just lovingly knitted with simple little scraps. Here's one that is, I guess we had 2 different scraps of yarn that we could knit together. But the children will love it. They love to watch you knit something for them. There's just something about really with your love and intention making something for your child to play with. And I will often sit here at resty time and work on a sleepy snail that they know is going to go into the basket, and they're just so excited to watch it grow and to be a part of the process of knitting it. So your children will love to see that. And at home they could pick the color that they want. They could be tucked into an Easter basket when Easter comes around again, or a Christmas stocking, or just, you know, show up in the playroom one day as a surprise if they're not actually watching me work on it. So open-ended toys and open-ended play, so good for the young child. And you really don't need a lot of sophisticated items in your playroom. You just really need some bean bags, some silks, some blocks of wood, and of course, sleepy snails are the big popular item in our kindergarten. So I'd like to show you how to make them. And if you've never knitted before, knitting is so wonderful. It is taught in Waldorf schools. It starts in 1st grade. And it really works on the right and the left side of your brain. It combines math and art together. It is working our fine motor and our hand-eye coordination. It helps children with focus, and it really helps to reduce anxiety and to just help children regulate as well. So I've been doing a lot of knitting during these times, very self-regulating. And we'll have many more sleepy snails when we see each other again. So I'm going to show you today how to simply start one for yourself. And do not worry, this is a project that you can drop stitches, add stitches while you're learning. It doesn't matter. Your child will love, even if it's a little bumpy on one side, your child will love the finished product and will play with it daily, I am sure. And it's a good way for you to learn how to knit, how to not drop stitches, how to count your stitches, how to fix your mistakes on these really lovely, simple things. And when you're done, you'll have a whole basket full of sleepy snails. So in the kindergarten, we do finger crochet, and that's kind of the beginnings of like waking up these fingers and getting into our limbs and the hand-eye coordination. And then we move on to 1st grade, where the children actually make their own knitting needles. I made these a long time ago when I actually took a knitting class from my daughter, who is now 30. Her kindergarten or 1st grade teacher was teaching the parents how to do handwork. So they took a dowel, and we just took some sandpaper and we worked and worked and worked until we got a nice point on our needle. And then we polished them with beeswax and got it really nice and smooth. And then we picked our bead that we glued to the end. And I have a fine pair, and I have to admit, they're my favorite knitting needles. Simple, inexpensive, and just all the memories and the love that goes with this pair, they're my favorite. You can get nicer knitting needles too. These are wooden needles that are very finely made, and you can order them online these days if you don't have a dowel or you don't have a set of your own. These are size 10 and this is a size 9. It really doesn't matter when you're doing a sleepy snail. It will just mean that the stitches will be a little smaller or larger, so use what you have. But I would say that 9 and 10 are kind of a universal size for your project, especially for the projects that you'll do with your young children, such as a sleepy snail. So the first thing we're going to do, I think I showed you this before when we were doing our little tutorial on finger crochet, is you want to take a bit of yarn, and you'll need a bigger ball than this. I'm just showing you this for the tutorial, but you'll probably need a ball of yarn about this big. or you can even have scraps that you weave together to make your sleepy snail. Use what you have. And we're going to do a slip knot as I showed you once before, with enough tail to cast on. So there's my slip knot, and it's on my needle. And now I'm going to cast on. This is a little wiggly, trying to show you sideways, but I'm going to cast on and show you. Now, I have made sleepy snails that are thinner, some are wider. I've been playing with widths and lengths, and it's fun for you to have a basket of a variety of things. But I have found that the most useful one, the most durable and well-loved size, I've figured out that I cast on 9 stitches. But anywhere from 7 to 10 stitches would be a good size to cast on for your sleepy snail. So you're going to take your needle like this, and I don't know, I hope you're going to be able to see this. And there are many, many ways to cast on, and you can find tutorials from real knitting teachers that could probably show you much better. But I will show you the best I can today, and you can practice with your sleepy snail. So once you've made your slip knot and you put it on your needle, you're going to go underneath, you're going to take your thumb and your pointer and hold it open like this. And then you're going to go underneath and catch the underneath where your thumb is, and then just go around where your pointer is and pull it back down through the hole, and then take your fingers out and pull it straight. So that's 2. The first cast on was your slip knot, and then this is the second one. Then I'm going to do another one. I'm going to take like a diamond, or a triangle actually, and open up my yarn with my thumb and my pointer, opening it up. And then I'm going to go down and pick that piece up underneath my thumb and go around and catch the one on my pointer and come back down through. So that's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And so there are my 9 stitches that I casted on. And again, there are many ways to cast on, and you can maybe find another way that you'll be able to see better or do easier. So now that you've cast it on, you want to take your other needle and go in the front, run around the back, peek through the window, and off jumps Jack. I don't know if you can see this. So in through the front door, run around the back, where you're catching the piece that you're holding up here, peek through the window, and off jumps Jack. In through the front door, run around the back, peek through the window, off jumps Jack. And you want to keep doing that. I'm really hoping you're able to see this. Go in the front, go around the piece that your pointer is holding, bring it back through and jump it off. This is a little verse that they would say in 1st grade to help the children to learn how to knit with a little verse. In through the front door, and then the piece of yarn that you're holding up here, run around the back, peek through the window, and then off jumps Jack. So you go in the hole, grab that yarn, bring it through the hole again, and jump it off. And this is our last one. So now you have you casted on 9 stitches, and you've already knitted a row. So I hope you could see that clearly. And if not, do a little research and just try to find a simple knitting tutorial that will walk you through it and show you what to do, but simply this will just keep growing and growing and growing until you have perhaps a whole basket of sleepy snails, and your children will love them. Well, I hope this was helpful, and I want you to all be well and stay safe until I see you again next week, and enjoy this beautiful sunny day today. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.